All right, Pitman, Matt Morrow, Carolina Varsity, coming back at you. Now we're looking at the top five defensive linemen in the Charlotte Conference's best to last preseason edition. And like the other positions, once again, it was hard. There were multiple players that we were looking at, um, and just to name five is tough. But I think we got it narrowed down here to a nice mix of different types of defensive linemen. Of course, you got defensive tackles, you got defensive ends. On this list, I got two D tackles and I got three D ends. And once again, we'll do this again right before conference play for the midseason edition. And then, of course, at the end of the season, we'll do the postseason top five rankings. All right, so we'll jump right into it. And number five, this kid didn't get on my radar until I saw him this weekend, and he looked really good. And that's Jordan King at Myers Park, big defensive tackle. And just watching him in action, you couldn't move him. I mean, he is the prototypical strong side D tackle that you want him to take up two offensive linemen, to let your linebackers roam free in the run game, and he can push the pocket as well in the passing game, just driving that guard back into the quarterback's face. And I was really impressed with the way he controlled the middle of the Myers Park defense in the scrimmage that I saw him play in. And he's only a junior, so we got 2 more years of seeing him do that here in Charlotte. Number four, another defensive tackle is Johnny Connor of Butler. And the Butler defense played really fast, and they got off the ball really well. And I was impressed with Connor, the way he not only got off the ball, but the way he controlled his man. Line play is all about who can get your hands on you the fastest. And he would get out of his stance, he'd shoot those hands real fast, and he'd look to rip, shed, any kind of move that you need to do in order to play your technique the proper way. And he did a really good job. I was impressed watching him on Friday night especially as well. Number three is Angel Rivera, defensive end at Mallard Creek. You look at this kid, he's really, really fast off the football. Pass rush, getting around that offensive tackle, making him move his feet. He can work moves, either rip, swim. Both of them are pretty good moves for him. He can also play in the run game. He doesn't get, creamed coming off the football. He can, kind of redirect and play the run as well. Very, very good looking player. And, Mallard Creek has also been known for having good D linemen. And this year they've probably got their best bunch overall. And at number two, you got Jordan Davis, who is a defensive tackle. So you can imagine trying to play them. You've got Rivera on one end, and you got Davis in the middle. And they got another kid that didn't make the top five, but he's very talented in Charles Johnson. So you got three great defensive linemen on that Mallard Creek front, and that's why a lot of people have them predicted to do well once again this year, because it all starts up front. And they've got four linemen on the offensive and defensive line that can really dominate a game at any point. But for Jordan, he's a 300-pound kid, but he doesn't look it. Sometimes 300 pounds can look sloppy. 300 pounds on this kid looks like he's put together. Spent a lot of time in the weight room, but he can get off the ball as well. And he's not a guy that you can block with just one person and have success. He's going to command double teams, and that's going to free things up for the other linemen as well as those linebackers to come and make a lot of plays. But at number one, I've got Demir Faison from Vance. And, this kid has really, really good size. He's got a frame that college coaches are going to love. He's going to grow into a dominating presence on the defensive side of football at that end position. He can get in the passing lanes and knock the ball down. I like his speed rush. He's very agile. He's a team leader, And those are all the things that you look for, and the intangibles as well. I think he's got the full package, and that's why I put him at number 1 here in the top 5 defensive lineman rankings for the Charlotte Confidence Best to Last. And like I said, in the offensive line video, a lot of people don't recognize the defensive line as much as they should get, because it all starts up there. If you're going to have a good defense, you got to have a good defensive line getting off the ball and doing their jobs to allow the other guys to make plays behind you in the back 7. I want to say thank you to the hard work that you guys do and your position coaches, because you don't get consistent recognition. But throughout the year here at Carolina Varsity, we're going to try to do that for you. All right. Definitely appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. And like I said, we'll have another edition of this in the mid-season and then one at the end of the season. Thanks a lot.